Hey there, everybody. What's up? So yeah, nothing much happening with me lately. I'm just trying to get away from the wind, which, as per usual, is getting to be quite the annoyance. For those of you asking why am I starting this episode this late, for once I didn't oversleep, which is a good thing. I think it's a step in the right direction. I woke up precisely when I wanted to. Then obviously I kind of fell into some things I needed to do. You know, most people, Saturday, which is the day that I'm recording this, for most people, Saturday is like a day off. It's a day to relax, take a load off their shoulders, and, you know, do whatever the hell they want to do. And not to me, in any way. Not with all the stuff that I'm doing, of course, with my channel and stuff. You know, the life of a YouTuber is never over. You can't take breaks, you can't take days off, you can't take a vacation. I mean, you can, but, I mean, at the risk of not being able to provide the content you want to. For some YouTubers, it's actually a good thing. For a lot of people, it's vloggers mostly. For a lot of those YouTubers, they turn it into an opportunity. The opportunity to go someplace new and show off their own vacations. Why is this thing so annoying? It's a useless Pokemon whose only reason to catch it is for the boosted Stardust. But still, why does it have to be so dang difficult to catch? Did any of you guys even count how many Pokeballs I just threw at this thing and it still won't take? Dang it. I know it's a useless Pokemon and I don't even want it. I just want to catch it just to prove that this stupid thing isn't going to beat me. Finally, thank you. 3 shakes. If it gets to the 3rd shake, that means you caught it. After 10 Pokeballs, no less. Maybe even more. I don't know. Anyways, back to more relevant stuff. Let me check and see. Earlier, I saw there's a bunch of mega raids, but none of them right now, I suppose. I mean, the closest one is this Heatran raid, but that's on the other side of the neighborhood, so maybe I should just turn back and try to see if I can get there on time. In any case, earlier today, off camera obviously, I participated in my first ever Mega Blastoise raid, because I've been able to take part in a lot of Mega Charizard raids, both Charizards, and a couple of Mega Venusaur raids. Never actually found enough people to join into a Mega Blastoise raid until today. It was in another part of the neighborhood again, but managed to find at least 4 people. Now, 4 people is risky for a mega raid. 4 people just isn't going to be enough. But I still thought we had a shot against this guy. But for some reason, I don't know what got into people's heads. Well, let's just say the people that I was in the raid with, morons. I don't know what they were thinking, because in the raid itself you can see the other Pokemon that people are sending out into battle. Alright? Now, you had the usual, like, Bellossom and Leafeon and Shiftry and Alolan Executor mostly. But then you had people sending out Groudon, Arcanine, Entei, Rhyperior of all things. I mean, what are they thinking? Do they even know Blastoise is the water type? And they're sending in fire and ground and even the rock and ground type? Aerodactyl. I want an Aerodactyl. There we go, Aerodactyl. Fun fact, Aerodactyl is primarily the name Aerodactyl comes from arrow, because its tail is shaped like an arrow, but also pterodactyl, which is a common name for a pterosaur, a type of dinosaur. Not 100% sure that if a pterodactyl is the name of a real dinosaur, or maybe it's just a name that pop culture just adopted, like saber-toothed tiger, which doesn't exist but people think that it does, or something like that. So yeah, not 100% sure if there really is such a thing as a pterodactyl. I know that there's all kinds of pterosaurs, but an actual pterodactyl, I'm not even sure that it's a real dinosaur. But would you shut up? Stupid bird making all these annoying noises. Anyways, as I was saying, an Aerodactyl is a Pokemon named after a pterodactyl and an arrow. Fun fact: there actually is a pterosaur discovered a few years after Pokemon was created. There's an actual pterosaur named Aerodactylus. So there is an actual dinosaur named after a Pokemon. Isn't that cool? And it's named after a fossil Pokemon of a dinosaur, which is great. There's also, I believe, I'm pretty sure there's a protein in human brains called Pikachurin, named after Pikachu, obviously. And yeah, I forget what the purpose of that thing is, but I think it's something to do with the ability to perceive, something to do with the eyes, the ability to perceive images in lightning fast speed, because Pikachu is so fast, you know, and stuff. Yeah, very interesting stuff. Also, to kind of take the conversation back to dinosaurs and into other franchises, there's actually a dinosaur called a Draco Rex, named after Draco Malfoy from the Harry Potter franchise. And a couple of years ago, there was this new species of dinosaur called, which was named Thanos Simultani or something like that. So yeah, there's an actual dinosaur named after Thanos. Now, of course, Thanos, in and of itself, the character from the Marvel Comics, is primarily named after Thanatos, the Greek lord of the underworld. But still, no, wait. I think it's the Greek god of death. One of the two. See, some people think Hades is the god of death, but I'm pretty sure. I need to look this up before. I probably should have looked this up before jumping into this conversation, but kind of didn't expect this to happen. So yeah, Hades is actually the lord of the underworld, not the god of death. Or maybe it's the other way around. Again, I should have looked this up before talking about it, but too late for that now, I suppose. Okay, here's the new Heatran that just hatched. I'm trying not to nobody's challenging it just yet. I'm trying not to stray too far from the area of this neighborhood. I was aiming for the Shroomish. Stupid Trico. I think I only need. I can only power up my my Breloom once. See, normally Shroomish is a very, very rare Pokemon around these parts. The only reason I have a Breloom is because I won it. I beat it in a raid, and I was able to catch it. And it's been a very valuable asset to my roster of Pokemon. And anytime I was able to catch a Shroomish, which was extremely rare, I primarily used it to power up my my Breloom. Now I think I can only power up my Breloom once, and that's it. I've maxed out on my Breloom at the moment, and then maybe I can I can get another Breloom. It's got a very unique typing. Grass and fighting. 4 times weak to flying, obviously, but I mean, neutral to bug, which is not bad. Also neutral to ice, I believe. Super effective, 4 times super effective against rock. So yeah, not a bad Pokemon to have multiples of. Let me just see if I can find someone to challenge this Heatran with me. Still no. Another thing though, if I do end up finding someone that can someone to challenge the Heatran raid with me, I just hope they aren't stupid like the ones from the Blastoise raid earlier. I hope they don't just, you know, send a bunch of grass types into a battle against a freaking Heatran. Anyway, let me see if I've got any more raids in the area. I mean, there's this Mega Charizard raid, but I don't think anyone's gonna challenge it in the last couple of minutes of the raid. Let's take a look. Nope, nobody here. Still, I'm trying not to go too far from this general area because I'm waiting for a phone call from my dad. He needs to give me some stuff for me to work on because long story short, for those of you who haven't been following these videos in a while, I lost my job 2 months ago, unemployed, and I'm currently helping my dad with his business. So every once in a while he drops off some work for me to do, and I just do it. So yeah, that's why I haven't really gone too far away from my apartment. Still, funny thing is, I noticed I'm almost great buddies with this Vilas. I haven't even used my Puffin, the one that I got from the Magikarp Community Day. Just every day something else happens, and I never really find a good time to use that Puffin. Okay, flying type specialist. I guess Rhyperior is a good enough choice, and Jolteon is another good one as a backup. Let me just put Vilas here so that I can gain the extra heart. ZW. There's Vilas. And let me just heal up Rhyperior, and we're good to go. I really need to stock up on some potions. Normally you get these from gyms more than Pokestops. Obviously the best thing to do is battle in raids, but I wanna just battle in 2 or 3 in 1 or 3 star raids. I much prefer taking a shot and trying to find people to join me on some of the larger raids, because that's when you get the more rewards. I don't want to just do raids just for the sake of doing them, you know. Okay, this one does seem like a bit of a pushover. The only problem is, for some reason, my ground type moves aren't very super effective against it, which is weird because in this game there aren't any immunities, which means flying types aren't immune to ground like they should be. So instead of just immunities, they are resistances, like you know how dragon resists electric, but because it's dragon and flying, electric type moves are neutral on this Dragonite. Now, since there are no immunities and flying types should be resistant, not neutral, not immune, resistant to ground, and Zubat, Golbat, and Crobat are poison flying, ground type moves should be neutral. Not super effective, obviously, but also not very effective, you know? Should be neutral. For some reason, they resist it. Anyway, whoops, a Zubat. So that's about it. Guess there's nothing else for me to do. Since it doesn't really look like there's anything too exciting happening, I suppose I'll just talk about what I'm doing right now. Here's the thing about this Vilas, though. It's getting increasingly hard to go to best buddy status with buddy Pokemon, because you know, in order to gain an extra heart, you gotta visit a new place, and by that I mean spin a new Pokestop every day. Of course, I do that every day, but the downside to that is that every day that I do spin a Pokestop that I haven't spawned before, that's one less Pokestop for me to spin for the next day. So, begrudgingly, I end up every day that I do this thing, I just lower the potential areas I can go, and I find myself having to go further and further every day just for that stupid heart thing, which I guess is kind of Niantic's whole point. Their whole point is to make a game that encourages people to go outside and explore the world. That's been Niantic's whole business plan all along. That's why Pokemon Go was so successful, and why it kind of succeeded in what they tried to do. It helped a lot of people get off their asses and go outside for once. Go play outside. Now, of course, right now, it's not quite the same thing because there's a global pandemic, and now companies, Niantic included, is trying to encourage people to stay at home and play from home. That's why they invented the whole remote raid passes. Why now you can access. Now they have doubled the distance you can spin Pokestops from, and all sorts of stuff. Speaking of which, is there something new in the news? I think I remembered something, but maybe I covered it yesterday, I think. Did I? Possible? Oh, something about the Go Battle League. The Go Battle League Season 4 begins on Monday. Blah, 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 blah. You know, I haven't battled in the Battle League at all last month. I don't know why. I just, I don't find myself very interested in that Battle League anymore. Maybe I should, because sometimes you get really good rewards from it, but, you know, back in the day when I still had my job, a regional egg, probably nothing too exciting, probably a Galarian Meowth or an Alolan Grimer, or a Galarian Stunfisk. Definitely a surprise, but not too big of a surprise. So anyways, while I still had a job, there were these moments where it made sense for me to play in the Go Battle League, because I was trapped in a place without a lot of Pokestops. I didn't have any of my other devices. Didn't have my computer to work on videos with. Didn't have, you know, my Nintendo Switch or my tablet. So all I had was this phone. I didn't even have this camera, so I could have allowed myself to just battle some random people just to pass the time. Of course, that's not all I was doing in my job, don't get me wrong, but every once in a while I had that option. This camera is really starting to bother me. Looks like I'm going to have to fix it again. And by fix it, I mean glue the camera to the base all over again. Anyways, I'm gonna try to use Gliscor in this one. Oh, come on. Seriously? A bird just took a shit all on me. A bird just did her business all over my finger. Disgusting. Well, at least it was my finger and not, you know, my face or something like that, but still. Don't you just hate it when it happens? Not to worry. Pretty sure there's a water cooler up ahead. I'm gonna wash my finger. Where is my glide score? There it is. So, yeah. As I was saying, I had some more time to dedicate to the Battle League. The Go Battle League, that is. And then, all of that kind of stopped. But maybe I should go back to the Battle League. Okay, this Electabuzz is clearly using Fire Punch. Not good for me. It's great against my my Rhyperior, but not against my Mamoswine. Another Electabuzz! Oh, but this one's using electric attacks, so it's okay. There we go, didn't even need to go for a second bulldoze. Oof! Where did the wind came from? So yeah, anyways, I was about to talk about some stuff that I've been working on over the weekend. So, here it is. I've been doing a lot of stuff this past couple of days. Mostly stuff on my channel. For those of you who remember, well, if you've been watching the news lately, you know that Chadwick Boseman, the Black Panther actor, passed away recently. So, today, yesterday, and I believe 2 days ago, I've already lost count, but the last couple of days, I've been working on a special video to in honor of Chadwick Boseman and his tragic, untimely passing. It looks good, but it's gonna take some time for me to finish it, unfortunately. It's taking me a lot longer than I thought it would. I've been working on it for like 2 or 3 days straight. So far I've only got like 2 minutes out of a 5-minute video, which, hey, if you could see the video, you'd know that it's great progress, but still it's taking longer than I would have liked it to. So I'm really hoping that I could finish it sometime soon. Hopefully today at the earliest, but it probably won't be today. It'll probably be tomorrow, so that I can finally upload it, because I really want to. I'm really excited for people to see it. Damn this wind! This wind is everywhere. Ooh! I think it hurt me. Okay, cross the street. Okay, so that's that. Also, another thing, I mean, Chadwick Boseman played Black Panther, and Black Panther was a superhero, is a superhero, sorry. Something else that's superhero related, the new season 2 of The Boys dropped recently. And, oh, I'm gonna have to pause the video for a second. Just give me a sec. Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. I had to wash my hands after that bird did its business all over my my thumb. Like I said, disgusting, but never mind. So yeah, the season 2 of The Boys just dropped, and I've already watched episode 1. It's good. I mean, as I've mentioned in my reaction to the Honest trailer, season 1, I honestly have no idea which direction they're going with this series, and that's what's exciting about it, because I've read the entire comic. I know where I theoretically know where everything's supposed to go, but that's the comic, not the show. It's a great example of the fact that when superhero comic books has been adapted to movies, TV shows, and such, they don't always follow the comics 100%. That's why it's called adaptation. Sometimes they just do different things that you just weren't expecting, which is exciting, in my opinion. That's what keeps things interesting. I mean, what's so interesting about watching something you already know? I think I've spotted Pokestop I haven't spotted before. It looks like a new one, but yeah. That's where, and that's where I'm going to go. So yeah, whoa! I almost got attacked by a branch again. You guys remember that from yesterday? That was funny. But yeah, let's not do that again. My dad almost lost his eye because he was attacked by a branch once. That's why he's wearing glasses till this very day. But yeah. Where was I? Oh yeah, The Boys. I'm very much looking forward to The Boys. They introduced Stormfront in episode 1 of season 2, which was a bit of a surprise to me. I kind of figured they'll wait until episode 2 or maybe 3 to introduce that character. For those of you guys who don't know, from the comics, Stormfront was a man in the comics. It's being played in the show by a woman, and it's basically like the Nazi version of Superman in this show, in this universe. It's a bit of a long story, but World War II, this German scientist, which is kind of the equivalent of Joseph Mengele, did some nasty experiments on people. And that's how he came up with Compound V, which is the sort of like a drug that gives people superpowers. Then that's how superheroes are created in this universe. They take random babies from their families, experiment on them. They give them this Compound V, and wait to see what happens. And they all get superpowers. Of course, every baby they experiment on is getting a different set of superpowers because it works differently on different people, and that's why there's such a huge variety of superheroes in this universe. Now, of course, because it's a bit of a meta comic, every superhero is kind of the equivalent of an existing superhero in the real world, so to speak. So there's this superhero group called the Seven, which is technically basically their version of the Justice League. You have Homelander, which is kind of like their Superman. Queen Maeve, which is a Wonder Woman type character. You have Black Noir, which is sort of like their Batman. The Deep, a version of Aquaman. You have D-Train, which is a version of the Flash. What else? There's Lamplighter, which is kind of like a pseudo version of Green Lantern. And in the comics, they had this character called Jack from Jupiter, which was their kind of version of Martian Manhunter. But in the show, they changed it to this new original character, I believe, that they created for the show, called Translucent, which basically is just a guy that turns invisible. And also in the comics they have so that's the Seven. That's the version of the Justice League, because the Justice League is primarily most of the time is their most iconic versions have always been 7 people, whether it's the original lineup or whether it's the new 52. Now, obviously, they changed up the roster every once in a while, and sometimes there's 5 people in the Justice League, sometimes there's 15 people on the Justice League at the same time, but for the most part, the Justice League's most iconic lineup has been 7 at any given time. Now, there's also Payback, which Payback is sort of like their version of the Avengers. Because you have Tech Knight, which is technically kind of an amalgamation of Iron Man and Batman put together. Obviously, they have Soldier Boy, which is like their version of Captain America. I believe Stormfront was supposed to be their version of Thor. And can't remember the name of there's this android character that's basically their version of Vision. So yeah, you have the Justice League and the Avengers at the same universe as different characters, obviously. But yeah, so Stormfront is one of the newer characters introduced in season 2, and it's basically what if Superman was a Nazi, but in the show they made it a female. And basically, as I started to mention that in that universe, during World War II, they had this Joseph Mengele type character who did experiments on people, and that's how that's where superheroes were created from. And one of his biggest creations was Stormfront, which is basically a Nazi version of Superman. Now I haven't read the comic in a while. I mean, it's been a couple of years, but I don't remember how that happened. But for some reason, I mean, Stormfront is still a Nazi, but now he's fighting for the good guys, because they kind of make this a big thing in this whole in this universe, that superheroes are kind of employed by a government organization, kind of like Disney. Imagine if superheroes were real and Disney was controlling all of them. So all the superheroes were basically like Disney actors. They send them to premieres and stuff, and they do stuff with them. And hold on. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so sometimes they just stage certain crises so that the superheroes would stop it, and then they turn it into comic books, and then they make movies out of it. It's a really interesting thing. So in the comics, there's this huge deal that this government organization, Vought, kind of staged 9/11, the 9/11 attacks, and that was supposed to be their big introduction to superheroes at large, and then they completely messed it up. And instead of in the comic, that is, in the comics, instead of having the plane crash into the World Trade Center, it crashed into the Brooklyn Bridge. And yeah, the bridge for the majority of the comic is still gone. And they actually kind of adapted that whole part into the show. Obviously, they left out the part of it being the 9/11, probably because I think it was insensitive, I guess. I mean, let's not forget that the comic came out in 2006, I believe. So the 9/11 stuff was still kind of fresh in people's minds. But yeah, maybe it's just it's been far too long that they just didn't really think making it be tied to the 9/11 attacks. It just wouldn't be quite as relevant, and it wouldn't make sense because it's supposed to be about contemporary characters. Because one of the big things that one of the characters died in in that attack. The original version of the Flash died that day, and that's why they replaced him with a new Flash. And since the new Flash in the show is played by a much younger actor, they couldn't have him be like 30, all right? Because 9/11 attacks happened 19 years ago. So yeah, it's a very interesting show. Again, I'm only on episode 1. Later today, my dad is going to... Oh! I was attacked by a branch again! So yeah, later today, my dad is going to give me some work to do. And I'm just gonna put on the show, and I can continue watching the rest of the show while doing what he gave me to do, which is it should be interesting, should be exciting. I'm definitely excited to watch the rest of the season. So far, I'm not a big fan of the storm front they have in this show, and it's not because I'm supposed to hate her because she's a Nazi, but I'm just not a fan of what they did with the character, because they kind of made her sort of like a social influencer and stuff. And I do get the irony of the fact that I'm saying this while technically vlogging, but yeah, when they introduced her, she kind of wanders into the set while doing a live stream on her phone, and kind of taking pictures with Homelander and Queen Maeve, and kind of pulling back the curtain of lies that of the sort of the Disney marketing machine. Yeah, I didn't really like that angle, but again, this is only episode 1. Let's see how the rest of the show develops, especially with her character. Also, Giancarlo Esposito is kind of groomed to be the main villain of this season, and I love Giancarlo Esposito. Mostly famous for his villainous role in Breaking Bad. I know him mostly from he was the Magic Mirror in Once Upon a Time, one of my favorite shows. So he was kind of like he was the evil queen's magic mirror on the wall, and he also voiced Aquila, the leader of the wolves in 2016's The Jungle Book, Disney's The Jungle Book, the live-action version-ish. And he was recently in The Mandalorian. He was oh shoot, what was his name? Moff Gideon, that's his name, Moff Gideon. One of the last remaining Moffs from the old Empire, and at the end of the episode, it's kind of been revealed that he's got the Darksaber from Mandalorian culture. Should be very exciting. Season 2 is going to drop in about a month and a half from now, so I'm very excited for that. Can't wait to get some more Giancarlo Esposito stuff. Anyways, last thing that I've wanted to touch on is been a very superhero heavy week. Also, yesterday I finished watching the Stargirl TV show. Not really a big fan, to be honest. I mean, it only got really good until didn't really get very good until episode 10. But I really didn't like the main character, Stargirl herself, and that's the biggest issue I have with the show, is the main character. Same thing with the Supergirl TV show, but the difference with Supergirl is I love all of the characters in the show except the main character. I'm not a big fan of CW's interpretation of the character of Supergirl, but I'm a huge fan of her sister Alex. I mean, I love what they did with Jimmy Olsen in the show. I love Martian Manhunter on the show. I love Brainiac on the show. I love Dreamer, Lex Luthor, Lena Luthor. I love all the characters. It's just the main character, Supergirl, that I can't stand. And ironically enough, whenever they have these big crossovers, the CW crossovers, with The Flash and Arrow and the Supergirl and the Legends, I think Supergirl really shines in those crossovers. But when they bring it back to her show, I don't know. I think she just fails on every conceivable level. The same thing with Stargirl. Except in Stargirl, I hate not just the main character, but I hate almost all of the children characters. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of the kid that plays the new Wildcat. But I mean, I get it. There's something, I don't want to spoil too much, but there's something that happens with her character halfway through the season, and you kind of get why she is the way that she is. But yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the new Hour Man at first. I definitely don't like the new version of Dr. Midnight. Thing is, though, my favorite character on that show might actually be Luke Evans. Luke Wilson, who plays Pat Dugan, also known as Stripe. And for the first time, I think this is the first time I've watched a superhero show where I was actually rooting for the villains to win. I like the villains in the show more than I like the heroes on the show. That shows you that they didn't really do a good job with it. I mean, if not my favorite character, then my second favorite character on the show is the Icicle. I love the Icicle on the show. I love, I kind of like Brainwave. I love Sportsmaster and Tigress. Those two are just amazing to watch. I would have loved to have seen more with the Fiddler. Look, there's a little cat, a little kitty cat. Kitty. So yeah, I loved what they did with Sportsmaster and Tigress. I would have loved to have seen more of Solomon Grundy on the show. I loved the Dragon King, but I hated Dragon King's daughter. I hated her. And she's a despicable character, so you're supposed to hate her. But I hate her more than I was supposed to. What else? So yeah, I guess that's kind of a brief review of Stargirl. Maybe I'll do a quick review of the Stargirl TV show. What I want to do is after I finish the Boys, I want to review it, and then I gotta finish season 2 of Doom Patrol. And I just wanted to do this big review of Stargirl, Doom Patrol, and Umbrella Academy Season 2. All into one video. We'll see about that. But yeah, I finished the Stargirl TV show, and later I'm planning to do something that I haven't done in a while. I'm going to do a Let's Play video. Not for Pokemon, not this time. What I want to do is, there's this new Marvel game, Marvel's Avengers. I'm not 100% sure if that's like a redux of the other Marvel Avengers game that came out a couple of years ago, and they just sort of forgot about it. It was this big online game, but I guess it didn't generate as much excitement as Marvel was hoping, like DC Heroes on DC Universe Online, so they kind of scrapped the whole thing. So now there's a new thing. I'm hoping that it's good. I don't know if it's that new Avengers A-Day or something, or D-Day, don't remember. There was supposed to be an Avengers video game this year. Not sure if it's this one or if it's something else, but I already purchased it on my from my PS4 shop, and I'm hoping that once I get home I can do some videos with it. Not sure how I'm supposed to squeeze all of that into my tight schedule, but we'll see. Alright, we'll see. So yeah, that is basically everything that I'm doing this weekend, or rather did this weekend, because this weekend's almost over. When did this happen? Hold on, I'm gonna give you guys a better look. When did they have time to dig all of this? I mean, I was here a couple of weeks ago and none of this was here. That's weird. Anyways, I think I finally found the Pokestop that I was looking for. And yeah, I'm all tuckered out from talking. Whoa, I've been talking for 50 minutes straight. No wonder I'm so tired. Anyways, I've got a few more minutes to walk around in here. I'm really interested to see what they're going to do with this place. But I mean, probably going to take them a few weeks. But yeah, this is basically everything that I was planning to do today. And yeah. What? I just spawned the Pokestop. Why didn't that heart register? Never mind, I'm gonna work on that problem later. But yeah, this has already been a pretty long episode. Whenever I start talking, it's very hard to get me to stop talking. So this has been my episode for today. Hopefully, tomorrow's episode will be more interesting. By that I mean more stuff to do. So that's it for now. See you guys tomorrow. Hello again, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed this video, because I really enjoyed making it. So, if you like what you've seen here, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more awesome content like this. So, until next time, guys, I'll see you guys next time.